This is big news. Hello everyone, Mix Bitcoin here. Today I'm so excited to share some great news with you from the world of Bitcoin. Last week, Square, founded by Bitcoin Maxi Jack Dorsey, announced the launch of Square Bitcoin, the largest fully integrated Bitcoin payment solution for businesses. With the click of a button, some 4 million Square merchants worldwide are now able to accept Bitcoin or even automatically convert fiat into Bitcoin. This is amazing. Of course, there is a caveat. Merchants can also choose to accept Bitcoin payments but have them auto-converted back into fiat. I'm sure some will do that, but this is besides the point. We talk all the time at the Bitcoin way about using Bitcoin as money. Bitcoin doesn't fix anything if people don't use it. And while we tirelessly promote hodling and taking self-custody, one important use case is just this: spending. Jeff Booth has been a big proponent of Bitcoin as a medium of exchange, indicating his belief that Bitcoin fails as a store of value if it isn't also used for transactional purposes in day-to-day life. And right or wrong, it's a fair thesis. As more people save in Bitcoin, they will also want to earn it. And to earn it, they need to provide people with Bitcoin valuable services in the world. Over the last 17 years, Bitcoin has checked the box on store of value. And while most of the world is still catching up, the next wave of adoption will be at the checkout. And once this materializes, we are one step closer to a SAT standard where everything we buy is denominated in Bitcoin and therefore the end of fiat. This is how circular economies and a brighter future will be built. In my own life, both in El Salvador and traveling the world, I've had a front row seat seeing this movement play out. It is so important that we continue to encourage businesses to accept Bitcoin and to push those of us holding Bitcoin to use it for all functions of money, not just as a savings technology, but for spending it as well. For example, in El Salvador, there's a farmers market every Sunday where Bitcoin is the only currency accepted. Local entrepreneurs sell their homemade products, fresh produce, and crafts, building a true circular economy using Bitcoin. And it's amazing to see how this local adoption brings people together and encourages others to get involved. Now, Square alone isn't going to change the world by allowing merchants to accept Bitcoin, but it does indicate a major shift in what is becoming normal and accepted. It's reasonable to anticipate some curious merchants who know little about Bitcoin. They will say, hey, maybe I should accept these things and learn a bit about it, and then you know how it goes. Once they hold a little bit on their own, do some digging or read a book, they will be hooked. The next stop will be Bitcoin preferred stickers on their storefront. There's plenty of bad news in the world, and we feel compelled to warn people. But let's also be sure to stop and celebrate our victories. Bitcoin is winning. So what can you do to help add fuel to the fire? First, if you shop anywhere that accepts Square, have a conversation with the store owner or whoever you can, encouraging them to start accepting Bitcoin and to save any Bitcoin that they earn. Second, be sure you have a small bit of Bitcoin on a hot spending wallet, so you're ready to pay with Bitcoin should they start accepting it. While we're self-custody maximalists, you need some accessible for daily transactions to support local businesses operating with Bitcoin when the moment comes. And finally, as merchant adoption grows, go support businesses that are accepting Bitcoin. We need to send a signal to the world that Bitcoin is not only here and here to stay, but that some of us will pledge your loyalty to brands who take the orange pill as well. These are exciting times, and we're only at the very beginning of mainstream Bitcoin adoption, and you get to be here for it. So let's do our part to usher in the bright orange future by onboarding the next wave of Bitcoin Maxis.